Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars. We've got a 1954 Ford F100 Shortbed, and this one has been shop truck built with a early 90s Lincoln V8, or we'll just say Crown Vic is the easy way everybody says. Crown Vic front end, Mustang rear end, and you've got your V8 automatic with overdrive, power steering, power disc brakes. And this is a great shop truck, running and driving. It's got a little oil leak coming from somewhere. It's probably just a gasket. It's got a tiny little transmission leak. So where I've had it parked in the shop, there's kind of, if you let it sit for a week, you'll notice just a tiny little bit of oil, a tiny little bit of tranny fluid, and just a tiny little bit of gas. It's got, I'll show you in the back, it's got a fuel cell in the back. Looks like maybe somebody went over a speed bump or just the right thing, hit it just the right spot, and cause a tiny little leak with some JB Weld on it. So just disclosing a few little things, but of course price reflects, you know, what you get, and I think for the money, especially in the under $20,000 category, this is a great truck. So it's got fuel injection, it fires right up. It's got a little bit of a power steering grind to it. Steering works good. Steering super straight. Brakes stop perfectly straight. I'm not touching the steering wheel, doing that brake right there. Transmission shifts nice. Really good running truck. It's actually pretty quiet in here considering. Power steering is working good. Like I said, there's a little bit of a power steering grind sound there, or like whine whir. So it's possible it could need a little flush and fill. I'll tell you that though, I want to be careful that I didn't start the video out sounding super negative. It's more of just disclosure. What I love about these trucks is, I mean, I hop in it, turn the key, it fires right up. I can drive a truck like this to the shop, pick up, you know, supplies, run to Home Depot in it. I'm not worried about binging it, dinging it, scratching it. Open up the hood with one hand. So you hear that little whine in there, and I'm not so sure that that might not be the, yeah, I think it's probably the power steering. I was gonna say, I'm not so sure, it might not be that fan. It's too bad. It's a little bit noisy. It sounds amazing back here. This is a great sounding engine. Love it. It's got turn downs. So actually, I'm gonna shut it off real quick. The body's pretty straight on this, so yeah, I think that whining is probably the power steering, and that, like I said, I would first try a flush and fill, and then obviously if it needs a power steering pump, it's not the end of the world. It's a pretty easy repair and not too expensive of a part. So, but it's functioning perfectly, like I said. So runs down the road great, power steering works great. And then I have noticed that, I'm gonna have to set the camera down to do this two-handed, but the secondary here has to be pulled, or the primary, oop, there it goes. Just went right down. So I thought I'd have to put the camera down. And then these hoods never close straight. I was just telling my daughter, I said, we had that $40,000 F100 and even still I had to walk around and push the hood down like this. No matter how nice the truck is, these old F100s are like that. So, body is actually pretty, it's got a cool patina on it, just a slight metallic, kind of a grayish blue paint job, and then patina just all over it, and it looks amazing. I think some of this was done intentionally, and some of it was already an existing patina. We can see the paint underneath it. It was an old green truck originally, it looks like. The body is actually pretty straight on it. A few little rusty spots here and there, but no rusty bucket. Amateur cab corner repair was done there, and there's still a little bit of rust down there. So overall, like I said, body's pretty straight. Personally, this isn't a truck. If you're looking to buy a truck that you want to restore to perfection, I wouldn't start with this. I like trucks like this because, to me, a truck like this is almost finished, in my opinion. This is a great shop truck build, and if it was mine, I'd probably put seat belts in it, put a stereo in it, fix that power steering I've mentioned too many times, and drive the hell out of it. You know, I mean, it's ready to go. It doesn't need anything. Like I said, I like my tunes, so I'd put a radio in it. Drip rails are in good shape. The top is in good shape. The body's, when I say the body's straight, I mean I don't see anything that looks like hail damage or anything like that. Now that being said, it's a, you know, patinaed farm truck body, so little crusty spots here and there, and that's just, you know, surface stuff. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that piece that goes in between. There's that little spline that you can put between. That's the original. That was what that was peeling. Cab corner on this side looks good. Step up has a little spot of rust on it. The windows actually roll up and down pretty easy for being so old. And I think every piece of glass has something. This one's got a crack. This one over here is pretty cracked. So I bought brand new glass for it, and it will come with the truck. As soon as I get back to the shop, I'll stick the glass right here on the floor in the box. It's all wrapped up and ready to go. I would probably leave this alone. It's got a really cool etching that was probably done back in the 70s or 80s. And somebody did this little etching with the eagle, and I think that looks really cool. And also, I think that the bubbling and the cracking is consistent with the patina on the rest of the truck. I usually don't replace the glass on trucks like these, but when it's broken as bad as that passenger side, I decided to just go ahead and get 2 new pieces of glass. And if it was my truck, I'd probably only replace the passenger and the driver's side glass, and that's it. So I just really like this look. It's got pressure treated lumber in the back, a mock wood bed. It is built on top of the old frame, and it just looks fantastic. Fuel cell in the back, as I said earlier, real easy. Just flip it up, and there's your fuel. Bed looks pretty good. Bed wood looks amazing. Always be proud of that at a car show. Up underneath the truck, that outer cab corner there has been replaced. Inner cab corner still original and rusty. You can see that. And what's interesting too is sometimes I see things that I can't see. It almost looks like a 53 where the gas would have gone. This may have been a, I don't know. Can't say. So in 53 they put the fuel down lower, the tank down lower, and then moved it to behind the seat in 54, I believe. But I have seen a couple of 54s with the gas tank still underneath it, like that last 53-year run model. Anyways, trying to show you here that the floor pans are actually in pretty good shape. You know, this is, like I said, not a rusty bucket. Overall, it's actually a pretty solid truck with a really cool, you know, kind of shop truck patina. And her fender wells are dirty, crusty, with Georgia red clay, but not all rusted out. Pretty solid there. Oh, right. Fuel cell in the back. It has a tiny leak right here, and you can see the JB weld on it. So worst case scenario, it's got new shocks. Worst case scenario is you put a new fuel cell in. You could always pop that one out and try and repair it. Actually, if you could clean it and have a little aluminum weld done to it, you could reuse that fuel cell. And it's actually barely, in fact, I didn't even notice that it was leaking until I just had it sit in the same spot for about a week and saw like 2 tiny little drops and smelled gas. So it is not leaking, or else I wouldn't even be driving it. A couple little new pieces of steel there. Love these wheels with the knockoffs. They look super cool. The little, I believe those are 17s. Yeah, 17-inch. Tires are older. Some tread on them. The front tires actually look like they have more tread than the back. So, well, hopefully I've been thorough. I think this is a very cool truck. This is what I love about this truck is, like I said, for under 20 grand, hop in it and drive it today. And then the great little, you know, father-son project, or in my case, father-daughter. I have 2 girls. My girls love working in the shop with me. It looks super cool. It's pretty solid. And like I said earlier, I mean, to me, radio, seatbelts, drive it, and then tinker with it. Those little, you know, few little things that still need to be done. So give us a call. It's PeachtreeClassicCars.com. We look forward to hearing from you.